Hey y'all, so I'm going to share a recipe with y'all that I found one night scrolling Instagram. This is from Dixie Crystal's Instagram page, and let me just tell y'all, this cake is absolutely delicious and would be perfect for any get-together you're going to this spring, especially with Easter coming up. So y'all come on in the kitchen with me and we'll make it. Hey y'all, so for this recipe, for this coconut cake, which I'm very excited to be testing this, we're just going to use some all-purpose flour. I always use White Lily. This is no way sponsored by White Lily. I just love their flour and I always use it. We got 5 eggs, a couple sticks of butter, some sweetened coconut, vanilla, coconut extracts, some cream of coconut. Make sure you don't get coconut milk or anything like that. You want this cream of coconut. And then some Dixie Crystal sugar. Again, not sponsored. But I did find this recipe on Dixie Crystal's Instagram page, and it's, you know, coconut cake, and coconut kind of reminds me of an Easter cake that my mama always made. So I thought we would test this today and see how we like it. So let's get to it. Okay, so first what we're going to do is I've got my 2.5 cups of all-purpose, White Lily all-purpose flour in my bowl, and we're going to add our cornstarch, salt, and baking powder, and get that stirred together just till it's incorporated, just like that. Okay, so before we get our cake mixed up, I'm going to show you. So you're going to need a Bundt pan, and this is how I always do this. I just take a paper towel and dip it down in my butter dish, and you're just going to take your paper towel with your butter, and you're just going to smear it all over the inside of your cake pan, just like this. You just keep dipping it down in there and smearing butter everywhere. And yeah, it's a little messy, but it's all good. This is going to ensure our cake doesn't stick. Nothing worse than a stuck cake, especially if you're going to make this for Easter or a springtime get-together or whatever. You don't want your cake to stick. I don't want my cake to stick anytime, but especially if I'm gonna present it to somebody. Okay, so we got it all buttered. Now, here's the other trick. A little bit of flour, and I don't really have a measurement for this. You're just gonna kind of sprinkle it like this, making sure you get it kind of everywhere. And then hold it with one hand and kind of tap it with the other hand. And see how the excess kind of pulls down? And it's gonna kind of coat your pan, just like that. And yeah, I know, it makes a mess, but you know, y'all, I make a mess. We know this already, so it's okay. All right, so I'm almost finished just tapping this around, and then we'll put the cake together. All right, so we're gonna put in our 2 sticks of room temperature butter. And I like to, y'all can't even see, hang on. Come over here where you can see where I'm at. Sorry. You know, sometimes I get distracted and I don't really realize what I'm doing. Okay, so anyway, 2 sticks of butter. And I like to get this started. That is very squeaky. I'm so sorry. And pour my 2 cups of sugar in while it's running. Don't do it too fast or you get a lot of dust and it makes a bigger mess than you should. There we go. So I'm gonna let this just beat together for a couple minutes until it gets light and fluffy. Okay, so now we're going to put in our extract. I've got a teaspoon of coconut extract and a teaspoon of vanilla. And then I've got 5 eggs that I've let sit out for a few minutes till they kind of room temperature. And we're just going to put them in one at a time, if we can. And then you're going to let it go till that 1 egg fully mixes in before you add the other one. Like that. And there's 2. So I'm gonna get the rest of these eggs mixed in, and then we'll put our flour in. Okay, so now we're gonna alternate between flour and our cream of coconut. So we're just gonna put in about 1/3 of the flour and try not to make a mess. Yeah, right. And you wanna make sure that you start and end with the flour. And this cream of coconut's really thick. We'll see if I might need a spatula. We're doing okay. So put in a little bit of that. And then another little bit of flour. Whoops, whoops. There we go. And we'll put in the rest of our cream of coconut. I'll tell you what, because this is so thick, I'm gonna cut my mixture off and put this in so that I can use my spatula to get this out because it's really thick and we don't want to waste any of it. You gotta put the whole amount in there. And the recipe actually says a 15-ounce can, but the only thing I could find at our store this morning was that squeeze bottle, and it said that it was 22 ounces, but y'all, when I measured it, there was just a little bit less than 16 ounces in that bottle. So if you have to measure it out, measure it out. That's what I did. Okay, so we'll get that stirred up for a second. It smells good already. It smells very coconutty. And then we're gonna put the rest of our, y'all, I'm gonna tell you what, really? Can y'all see the mess I'm making here today? Yeah, look at that. I'm just throwing it everywhere. It's okay. It'll be all right. Okay. So there's sort of the rest of the flour. Let that go for just a second. I got flour everywhere. Can y'all see this? Craziness. Okay. So take this off. Let me scoot our mixer back just a little bit so y'all can see kind of where I'm at. There we go. Now, we'll scrape all this off. Ooh, and you know what, guys? My kids are at school right now, and Michael's not here. You know what that means? That means I don't have to share this beater with anybody. Like, it's mine. Like, I can just taste it, and it's all fine. So you know what? That's what we're gonna do. Ready, go. Oh my goodness. That is really good. Okay, so I just give this a good little stir just to get the rest of my flour kind of in there. Make sure there's no clumps at the bottom. And then, okay, you ready for this? I got a little package of coconut, and we're gonna use about a cup of it. Maybe like that. See how it's mounded? It's fine. Just dump it. I mean, a little more coconut is always better, right? I mean, I think so. Okay, so we'll get this stirred up. Oh my goodness, I'm very excited. And then, y'all, I'm gonna tell you what, there's this really good icing that's gonna go on this. It's cream cheese, and yeah, it's just gonna make it over the top, I think. Check that out. Yum. Okay, so let me get my pan over here and we'll get this in the pan. All right, I've showed y'all this little trick before, but let me just tell you again, I've got my Bundt pan buttered and floured, but I always like to set it on a baking sheet. Anytime I have ever made a pound cake, I overflow it. And so then it gets in my oven and it smokes up the house and it sets off smoke alarms and it, you know, it's just chaos. So I've learned to put it on a baking sheet. That way if it overflows, it just lands on this parchment. It still overcooks and burns, but it doesn't get all over my oven. So, okay, there's a tip for you today. All right, so let's get this in our pan. Yo, look, this is so pretty. I love it. I know y'all can't really see what I'm doing. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. Get the rest of it in there. But y'all know I ain't about wasting cake batter. No, we don't waste cake batter in my house. I know, I'm blocking you. Hang on. Okay. And there again, look, I don't have to share. It's all mine. Okay, so let's just spread this around. Get that off because I don't want that to burn right off. Oh, how pretty is this? Yep, guess what? That's mine too. Okay, so here's our beautiful cake. We're gonna put this in a preheated 325-degree oven for about an hour. I'm gonna check it at an hour and see if it's done. And then, y'all, when this comes out of the oven, I'll show you what it looks like, and then we're gonna ice this. So I'm very excited. Hang with me. Okay guys, so I just got the cake out of the oven. Y'all, I don't know what happened to it. It was so pretty, but look, it's like all collapsed and stuff. Anyway, we're gonna test it and see if it's done. So you just take a toothpick and stick it in the middle. I'm gonna say she's done. Oh, no, she's not either. No, she's not done. So I'm gonna stick this back in the oven for a few minutes and we'll give it just another couple minutes. I'm so sad that it collapsed in the middle. Oh well, it'll still be all right. All right, let's see what we got this time, guys. Test it. It looks a little more brown, a little more done. Hang on, shut the oven and we'll test it. So I was thinking about this, and I will more than likely make this cake again just because we love coconut. Let's see if this is done now. Different toothpick. Oh yeah, we're clean, so we're done. Tested one more spot. Oh yeah, we're done. So I got to thinking about this. I'll make this again, and when I do, I'm gonna try it like I do my lemon pound cake, where you start it in a cold oven, and maybe that will prevent this from sinking. Either way, it's gonna be good. We're gonna let this cool for a few minutes and then flip it out on a cooling rack, and then I'll let it cool completely and we'll ice it. So stay tuned. Y'all, check this out. I just got this out of the oven and flipped it out on a cooling rack. Look how pretty it is. Okay, I still gotta let it cool and then make an icing, and we'll taste it shortly. Okay, y'all, so for the icing, you're gonna need an 8-ounce thing of cream cheese, about a half a stick of this butter. We're gonna use just about a pound or so of the powdered sugar, and then I've got my vanilla and my coconut extracts, and then the rest of this package of coconut. All right, so we're gonna start with the cream cheese and a half a stick of butter. Come on, mixer. Y'all, I think my mixer's on the fritz. I'm gonna have to get a new mixer. Here we go. And we're just gonna get all this combined, cream it together so that there's no lumps. Nothing worse than a lumpy icing. It'll just takes a minute or so just to get it all whipped together. And then we're gonna put in our vanilla extract. This is just about a teaspoon. And then I put my coconut extract in there too. I'm sorry I left that out. Just about a half a teaspoon or so of the coconut extracts in there too. And then I measured out my powdered sugar so that I'd know how much a pound was, because I had a 2-pound bag. And just do a little at a time to get everything incorporated in there. Get this first batch mixed in. I'll put a little bit more. There we go. And then we just got just a little bit of milk. I've got 2 tablespoons in this little dish. I'm not sure I'm going to need 2 tablespoons, so we'll just use a little bit, just till we get it kind of where we want it consistency wise. And then just a little sprinkle of salt, and the salt just helps make it taste better. Then we'll put the rest of our powdered sugar in there. Y'all, this is gonna be so good. Okay, y'all, look at this icing. Yum. Look at all this. Look at that. And unfortunately, the kids are here now, so I'm probably going to have to share these beaters. maybe. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all my little trick again. I've got my glass and I've got my zip top bag down in my glass with the point down in the glass. Yep. So there's the glass. Let me show you. Just want to take the corner and kind of stick it down in the glass. That way you can put the icing in there and use this like a piping bag. Now you certainly do not have to do it this way. You can just spoon the icing on your cake and it's fine. I was just going to show you how I like to decorate them. So I'm going to use this like a little piping bag. We're just going to kind of get all the icing down in there. And try not to get it everywhere. There we go. Set that out of the way. I'm going to get my scissors. And you're just going to lift this out of the glass. And look. You have a handy dandy little piping bag. With the yummiest icing ever probably. I mean, all you want to do is just take your scissors. Hang on. So I'm just going to take my scissors and just snip the end of it off. Just like that. And then we're just going to ice our cake however we want to. I'm not going to get real fancy. I'm just going to kind of do a little zigzag around. What do y'all think? It looks kind of like those fancy bundt cakes, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. But we made it. Look at that. Oh, y'all, this is so pretty. I can't wait. And how pretty would this be on a table for Easter or springtime get together? Or any time, really. Let's just go around the edge, too. What do you say? We might as well. We got extra icing. A little extra icing never hurt anybody. Well, maybe. But it looks good. There we go. How about that? Yep, we got to taste it too. Oh my goodness, y'all stop. This is so good. I can't even wait for y'all to taste this. And then just to make it extra pretty, y'all watch this. We're going to take the rest of this little bag of coconut and we're just going to put it on top. Look. How pretty. You could put sprinkles on it too. I just like the coconut. It's just pretty. Look at that. Okay. What do y'all think? Isn't she gorgeous? I love it.
Yes. Huh?
Oh, you know what? Sometimes that happens and it's all good and we're just gonna go with it anyway, okay? So, okay, give me a second. Me and Michael will taste it. I was trying to be pretty and fancy and you know that's what I get for doing that. So, okay, sorry, the kids are playing a video game. All right, we'll taste it. Hang tight just a second. Hey y'all, so I'm sorry. I was trying to be all fancy and pretty and you know, whatever. We're just gonna go with it. So I got Michael out here to taste test our lovely cake. Y'all look at that. I don't think I've ever had a coconut pound cake.
I don't believe we have either.
I'm gonna bite with the icing though, hang on. All right, I'm gonna let Michael get his bite. Oh, it smells heavenly.
Oh shoot, that is amazing. I mean,
Oh,
seriously.
dude, that's my new favorite. Y'all, seriously. Sorry, Mabes is out here. Michael's parents just showed up to have cake too, so I'm gonna cut this really short. Y'all, seriously, go make this cake like right now.
Yeah, make it.
Thank y'all so much for watching all this craziness in our house. Michael's gonna steal my cake. We love y'all. Go to Dixie Crystal's Instagram page and download this recipe. Y'all will not be sorry that you went and did that. I love y'all. I'll see you next time. Bye. We'll make something else yummy.